And eventually, after taking me out for dinner, maybe once or twice or thrice like that, we ended up doing the deed. We ended up sleeping together. When I woke up, my period was coming out. And to my thinking, I had just seen my period like, say, 2 weeks ago, heavy. In the evening, it's not normal period.
The heavy one.
Like blood is coming out. Sasa see the madam of the house with the blood everywhere. Alisema they've already used this one. Hey, me, I remember I could hear them on the background. So they've used this one for rituals.
It's not only in Nigeria that we have witch doctors and we have juju men. No. All over Africa, we have the sangomas, the witch doctors, and whatever you have.
Babu wani kama da kai, ai babu wani.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to yet another edition of Africa's Realities. It's your boy or your man. My name is Mr. Johnson Yakubu Sani, but I'm popularly known as Mr. Johnson YS. Today, I want to talk about a very, very, very crucial and important issue, and it is about witchcraft in Africa, especially in Nigeria. Witchcraft and voodoo in Africa and in Nigeria. Now, I have a video that I want to play for you. It is about a Kenyan woman that was almost used for ritual killing for money. Well, she was even used for rituals for money, but God saved her. But we are going to listen to that video. But before we listen to that video, please, I want you to subscribe and ring the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you get to watch it firsthand. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell. But let's watch this video because it's gonna set the benchmark of our discussion today. Please, can we just watch this 7 minutes video, and when we come back, we are going to discuss about witchcraft, voodoo, human sacrifice in Nigeria.
What turned everything around is when I met this particular guy. He was a very rich guy, very, very extremely rich. And I had something I used to do with guys to get more money from them. I'll hold myself a bit. You understand? I'll let you take me out for dinner, for lunch, other than just going and opening my legs at once. So I used to do that a lot, try and keep relationships. So in the course, I can just call you, you know, I don't have food, because I've tried to keep relationship kidogo. So eventually I met this guy. He was very interested in me. He was even talking marriage to me, and I had not slept with him. You will try and hold yourself a bit, and you understand, yeah. So I was like, you know what, this guy doesn't look like a bad guy. And eventually, after taking me out for dinner, maybe once or twice or thrice like that, we ended up doing the deed. We ended up sleeping together. When we slept together, in the morning, I just went back home. Going home, I remember, you know what they call sleep paralysis. It's like you're in a dream, but unaamka unajaribu kuamka, but you can't open your eyes. And you're having a very bad dream. For the first time, I experienced that night, the first night. When I woke up, my period was coming out. And to my thinking, I had just seen my period like, say, 2 weeks ago, heavy. And I was like, you know what? I think it's just maybe my patterns, my hormones or something. I waited until in the evening. In the evening, it's not normal period.
The heavy one.
Like blood is coming out like this. Then I realized something is wrong. Something is amiss. My friend akaniambia, you know what, just sleep over it. Kesho, let's see how it's going to be. When I slept in the morning, when I woke up, I couldn't wake up. Nilikuwa tunasikia watu wakiongea, I couldn't open my eyes. I was so weak. Siwezi tembea. Looking at my dress hivi, ile asubuhi kuamka hivi nikapata damu imejaa hivi kwa mattress. A lot of blood. I was like, what is happening to me? Sasa see the madam of the house with the blood everywhere. Alisema they've already used this one. Hey, me, I remember I could hear them on the background. So I was sick.
Who are they talking about?
They've used this one for rituals.
What?
And I could hear it in the background. Sayo, by the way, do you know? In my sleep, do you know, instead of praying to God, I was praying to God to take my life. And when I woke up, I saw all this blood and all. I was still ignorant. I was like, you know what? Maybe it's hormones or something. Then the following days, I could not wake up because I was so weak. So much blood had been taken away from me. I was so weak, I couldn't even open my eyes. I couldn't talk.
Let me ask you something, Jane. This ritual you are talking to us about, someone just sleeps with you and the blood starts coming out?
Oh my God, Lynn, these things are deep. These things are so deep. They are so, so deep. What happens is, I'm sorry to say this, but actually that's the main reason why I really wanted to do this show, because I felt like people need to know these things. Like they really need to understand these things and know these things. Maybe because of my ignorance, I almost died. Your mentality, these things don't exist. These things don't, because I was one of those people. I was like, you people watch too much Afro cinemas. They don't happen in real life. So when my madam, back forward to the story, when my madam came in the room and she saw the blood on the bed, I remember hearing her in the background, akasema they've used this one for rituals. I was like, what are the odds this thing can happen to me? Why would such a thing happen to me? Is this real? Bado ata in that situation, I was still in denial. But eventually now, I was feeling so weak. I was feeling so weakly and I couldn't even lift my hand. 48 hours, I was like this, parting. And I'm talking about 48 fast forward in 48 hours. And every hour, it kept on getting worse.
You bled for 48 hours?
Not even 48 hours. It lasted like a week. And it was so bad, sababu, you can't take an amount of blood from your body. Of course, you will be weak. And that's the...
So this is the man who had done this to you?
I did not think of it immediately. In my thinking, I didn't even think it's him or anything. I just knew there's something strange happening to me, and I don't know the reason why. Do you know, it's that madam who took me to church. It's a place called Enugu.
Enugu?
Yeah, yes, Enugu. Unconscious, and after a few days, I opened my eyes.
You stayed in the church?
Yeah.
For how many days?
I stayed there for 2 weeks, actually. Until now, I regained my consciousness.
Were there other people in that church?
Yeah, there were so many people who had come for deliverance, who had problems and those kind of things. And you know, churches in Nigeria, they're not churches like the churches here in Kenya. The churches are so prophetic, and I would say they are powerful churches. There's power in Nigeria, a lot of power.
And you could feel it.
And I could feel it. But Lynn, I'll never forget that moment of my life.
Yeah, you're welcome back. Now, you just heard the story of this woman who came to Lagos, and she spent almost more than 2 years in Lagos. And this is what she went through. Just a little bit. She told the entire story. I got this story from a YouTube channel of a YouTuber, but I felt, let me talk about this thing. So it was a very lengthy, almost 2 hours, 2-part video. Each one is more than 15 minutes. But I just caught the part of how she was almost used for ritual. Now, I want to say, let's all face the truth. It's not only in Nigeria that we have witch doctors and we have juju men. No. All over Africa, we have the sangomas, the witch doctors, and whatever you have. And mostly in the villages, we have these people there who consult spirits, who consult demons, but they help people one way or the other to get life, to ease them through life. So we have these people everywhere. But I will not shy away to tell you that the craze and love for money in Nigeria is another level. Because in Nigeria, the way we go after money and the way we look down on people who don't have money and the way people want to go to Christmas, from city they go to villages for Christmas and they want to showcase how wealthy they have become, has turned us into something else. We don't even have feelings for human beings as long as we are going to make money and be millionaires. So we go all length, and not everybody. So like I was saying, not everybody involve himself or herself in this practice. But to be sincere, Nigeria and money, like if you don't have money, you are nothing in Nigeria. And that is why people go all the length to do all sorts of things to make money. Now, sorry, I have some points I jotted here. I'd like to tell you that Nigeria, we have about 3% of Nigerians who have really tarnished the entire country. So when you hear about Nigeria, you think it's one disorganized place, it's one voodoo place, it's one scamming place, ritual and scammers and fraudulent people and all kinds of evil vices, and they attribute them to Nigeria. But it's just like 3%. But let's be sincere, 3% of Nigeria is much people. There are some countries who are not up to 3% of Nigeria, like Gambia. So, but I like you guys to know that. Very few Nigerians are perpetrators of these acts that have spoiled the entire nation. Now, voodoo, ritual, witchcraft, human sacrifice, they do happen in Nigeria because we have a lot of witch doctors. There are witch doctors everywhere. Not as everybody says, no, but we have witch doctors advertising. If you enter Facebook, you will hear for money rituals, for favor rituals, for love ritual, whatever fetish. They are there openly, brazenly practicing their trade of witch doctorship. So there are a lot of witch doctors, and it's everywhere. In the southwest, they call them Babalawo. And in the southwest, they really patronize Babalawo, not small. In the southeast, they call them DBS and what have you. In the north, they call them Boka. All these witch doctors are everywhere. And these witch doctors, they contact demons on behalf of people, and for demons to help people to succeed in life. So, but some of the requirements from these demons, sometimes some people go overboard, even to go to the length of human sacrifice. Because in fact, it's the one that will even give you the riches. And we have a very weak police investigative system that if somebody just does this kind of thing and goes away, there are no forensic to trace that person if that person is not known. So those things do happen. And not only in Nigeria, I know they happen in other places. I've heard them in Ghana. I've heard them even in Kenya. I've heard some form of dark things and evil things. But it's just like that, the craze for Nigerians to have money, God will help us. Now, all I'm saying is that, yes, we do have such vices happening, and I like you guys to know that these things are only mostly done in the underworld. That's just the truth. In the underworld. You see, when you see somebody who is a Yahoo boy, somebody who is into internet scam, that person most definitely, he has what they call Yahoo++, which is offering a human sacrifice. It is this sacrifice that will make them, when they are trying to scam you, you like a white man, they're trying to scam a white man in abroad, he won't even reason very well, because it's not just physically scamming, there is no voodoo to do it. It's the voodoo that will give them the favor to have you just believe them and just give them money, and they become wealthy and they become rich. So when you see internet scammers, 90% of them, 90% of them are into human sacrifice. Not necessarily they carry you to altar and they slaughter you, no. As simple as having sex with you, they have used you as a form of sacrifice, where you begin to fall sick and all kinds of evil just begin to befall you, while that person, as you are going down in life, he is just going up in life. So we have people like that in the underworld, and people like prostitutes. Mostly it's prostitutes that these people use, because a Yahoo guy cannot go and befriend a lady. Maybe that lady is his girlfriend, even if she doesn't know it's a Yahoo guy, but she's his girlfriend, or she's his wife, and then he uses her for ritual sacrifice, because when people see her, very easily for them to carry her to church or to carry her to another witch doctor, and to be pointed out that this case is a ritual case, and since they know she's with this person, they'll easily get him. So the people they look out for is the random people, prostitutes who do hookup. You don't know where the person is coming from, you don't know anything about this person, and then he just call you on the phone that he's going to give you money, and he send money to your account, and you just follow him to a hotel, and he sleeps with you, and he deposit all forms of fetish and ritual thing into you, to your body, and then he leaves you, and then he goes away. You don't know him, don't have any trace. Maybe he came from another state, there's nothing that can trace him, and then all of a sudden you begin to go back down and go down in life, and then he is begin to go up, and favors begin to happen to him. Demons begin to work in favor for him, because he has used you as a sacrifice for him to be lifted up. So these things are mostly done in the underworld, within the armed robbers, the scammers, Yahoo boys, and also the prostitutes. Even the prostitutes they do it against men. You sleep with a prostitute and she's taking your destiny. She has gone to witch doctor, and witch doctor tells her the more she sleeps with you, your destiny is being transferred to her. And when your destiny is being transferred to her, she begins to go rich and you begin to go down. So there are a lot of these people that go to visit witch doctors, and witch doctors give them all this stupid demonic thing. But things don't come like that. There are prices they pay. I haven't played for you the entire story of this lady who came to Nigeria. She actually came to do business, to buy goods. For 2 weeks, she said, she came to buy goods and take them to Kenya and sell the goods. But before she knew, she went to a fraudulent shipping company, and they stole the entire goods she wanted to take to Kenya. And then the person who was busy, like he was helping her, who introduced her to the fake shipping company. Now the person now stole all her goods with her passport, and she became stranded, and there was nothing she could do but to go into prostitution. And in prostitution, her life was almost taken, because she was used as a human sacrifice for somebody to be wealthy. Now, but there's one thing that the lady said. I didn't play the entire story, but in her entire story, she said that when she now stopped prostituting, she decided to first of all go and learn how to cook, looking for a legitimate job. She learned how to cook Nigerian dishes. She now began to go even up to Cotonou to buy things, and she now began to do business. She said when she now began to do business, all of a sudden she started making all her money, that at the end of the day, she was able to go back to Kenya with a lot of money, because she really borrowed money to come to Nigeria, and she was able to pay her debt. Now this to say that when you come to Nigeria, not to walk in the underworld, but you are walking in the real world, nothing happens to you. Because in the real world, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows where you are, where you are going, whom you are meeting, and whatever business you do, and everything is in the open. When you go to work in the underworld, Nobody knows anything, and anything can happen to you. And if you are used for ritual sacrifice, there's nobody to go and pick and say, Oga, and hold him responsible until he restores you and goes to jail. So don't come to Nigeria to work in the underworld, except if you really fortified yourself in the underworld. We Nigerians, we are very spiritual people, very spiritual. That is why you see we are very, very, very churchy people and monks. We go to church a lot, we go to mosques a lot, because the kind of people who go to spiritual places to get powers and to take over this life, if you don't join them, you have to go and get your own spiritual backing. And we are very, very spiritual people. So many of us are going to churches, and many of us are believing in God, because that is what saves us from all these demonic fetish and ritual vices. So we are spiritual people. The Muslims go to mosques a lot. The Christians go to church. But one thing I want to tell you, even the people that do the voodoo, even the people who are into all these spiritual things, they too, they go to church and they go to mosques. So there are people who are there with us in the churches, but you don't know they are voodoo people, because these things are done in the secret, until when they now come out to repent and say this was what they used to do before, we now say, wow. So we have them even in churches, even in the villages. I have a man that is a witch killing a lot of people in my village, and they say he's an elder in his church. And then when he kills, obviously they say his wife says, so what? But he's still an elder in the church, in the village. So God will help us. But this is what I'm trying to say. Don't walk in the underworld. Finally, I want to say that in Nigeria, we are not just killing ourselves. Oh, if we are killing ourselves, we won't have the population we have. We are the largest population in Africa. So if all that happens in Nigeria is people are using witchcraft to kill people, how are we going to be depopulated? So please be free to come to Nigeria. Come and do a legitimate business. There are a lot of people in Nigeria doing legitimate business, and nothing is wrong with them. So I want to tell you, come to Nigeria and do your business in the legitimate way, in the real world. Don't go to the underworld. The underworld is full of fetish and voodoo and rituals and human sacrifice and all kinds of vices. Don't go to the underworld. You are very safe in the real world. So welcome to Nigeria. And it's not just Nigeria. We all know these things are everywhere. Even in America, I have seen videos where people have done some ritual thing to kill somebody. So it's not only Nigeria. In Europe, in America, yeah, if you watch some cable TV and like crime investigation, you will see that there are some people who do ritual killing in America, in England. It's everywhere. So it's not just a Nigerian thing. And there are still people who are thriving. So we have limited numbers of killings, like America, gunshots, killings. Somebody goes to school and wipe out children, and all these things, we don't have them here. We don't have them here because you can't carry a gun. We only have people, armed robbers, and they are hidden. They know how they hide the guns. They come in the middle of the night to use the guns, and if they are caught, they are killed. And then we have all these headsmen and everything. They carry guns, but they are in the bushes and they fight farmers. But when they are caught, they are in it. So nobody's authorized to carry guns. So you don't see killings like that in Nigeria, like you see even abroad. So don't think as if you are not safe in Nigeria. You are much safe in America. I think so. Don't think that you are not safe in Nigeria, but you are safe in America. No, there are killings in America, and there are few killings in Nigeria. Yeah, we know we have tribal clashes and everything, but Nigeria is safe. Nigeria is safe for people to come. Nobody's going to use you as ritual. Except you go in the underworld. In the underworld, you have to protect yourself with ritual. Because if the person comes to do ritual and finds out you are protecting yourself with ritual, he won't do anything. But you are a clean person and you are going into the underworld, man, you are very vulnerable. So once again, my name is Mr. Johnson YS. Please, I'll be coming your way with a lot of videos telling you what Africa, showcasing Africa to you. Please, can you subscribe and ring the the notification bell so that when I come next, you'll be able to watch my videos. Thank you very much for having this time, for keeping time with me. Once again, my name is Mr. Johnson, YS.